Welcome to Milesh and Sadie Property Talks, the podcast where property investors and developers get practical insight, real deal analysis, and honest conversations about what actually works in today's market. And we're going to analyse a real deal in our new feature, The Hot Seat.
In the final episode of Series 3, the Investor and Developer Playbook, we're exploring why good deals still fail. We'll talk about execution risk, scope creep, and the small decisions that quietly derail projects.
And in our Room of the Week, Sadie will explain why the principal bedroom is one of the most overlooked value drivers in a property.
Let's get into it.
I'm just going to chuck a statement in here.
Oh, go on.
A little strap line.
Oh, I like it.
Execution failure.
Oh, okay.
Not spreadsheet failure.
Right, interesting. Because if you're really good in your spreadsheet, then it shouldn't fail. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying if you're really good at your spreadsheet,
Yeah.
you might fail because you're not executing very well.
Oh, right. So you've been all in the spreadsheet, but you haven't actually then also been boots on the ground, all of that jazz.
Yeah. Are you all right with that
Yeah.
statement now?
Well, I better be.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so sadly, good deals do fail for numerous reasons, which we're going to talk about today, right?
Good.
So from my point of view, I'll start.
You normally do.
Scope creep,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you can contribute to as well.
What you're saying is my personal fault.
Well, if you don't do your spreadsheets,
I am never responsible for scope creep.
execution failure.
But I will tell you that scope creep is huge. Yes, 100%. And whilst it can be in the resi homeowner market, go for gold, whatever. If you've got the money, spend it. But it can absolutely ruin a deal in the investor world.
Completely that.
Yeah, I think I touched on it before. There's two things happen here. Number one, you can be slightly egged on by your contractors, not in a bad way. They don't mean to, but they're just like, oh, well, we're here, shall we just?
Yep.
And it's really easy to just be there going, yeah, okay, why not? Without actually looking at what that impact is on the cost, time, etc. And the other thing is that you get carried away. You go, oh, it's looking really good. If we just did this and this and this, it would look even better.
Completely that.
Yeah.
And like you said, your contractor's not doing it deliberately, but they're just offering up suggestions.
Yeah.
And it's on you or your project manager or interior designer to take that in, but before saying yes, you need to check yourself, right?
Yeah.
To go, okay, how much time is this going to be?
Yeah.
And how much money is it going to be?
Yeah.
And if you can tick those two boxes, because you might have a contingency that you haven't used and you might want to go there and your finance allows you to allow for the extra time, yeah, you could do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, I think it's more exception than rule.
Yes, I agree.
Like you need convincing.
That's not how you want to run a project.
No, but you need to have that mindset of you need to convince me or I need to convince myself or use my team to help me make that decision. Now, if we're talking about real minor stuff, then you don't want to over-engineer it. But at the same time, you still need to have that in the back of your mind. I think it's so important.
I do think, though, the minor stuff can all add up. So there's two things on here. Like you can see it sometimes with clients. It's just go, well, it's only something small. And then the next day something else comes up. Well, that's only something small. And they're not stacking up the numbers.
And then you're led by emotion.
Yeah.
So emotional decision shifts could create that indecision or scope creep or cost and time increase, which nobody loves. Particularly from an investment perspective.
No. And also make sure you've got a paper trail because it can be really easy to go, well, how much is that? And your contractor goes, oh, it's probably only a couple of £100. And you go, oh, all right, cool. But actually, when it all comes through months later, it's not a couple of £100. It's ended up far more. You need to, from that moment when you're making that decision, get it as a paper trail. What is this exact figure that we're looking at? Where are we going to end up?
Yeah, and so there's no there's no wiggle room or very little wiggle room.
Yeah.
And do you know what I can imagine? Let's just imagine that your contractor's giving you loads of ideas, and you're going, how much, how long? And you're validating it all, and it's taking a bit of time for you to make a decision. Do you reckon he's going to keep giving you suggestions?
100%, of course.
Do you reckon he will or not?
What? Oh, wait a minute.
If he's going, oh, what about this? And you've gone, okay, well, hold on. Let me just work out how long it's going to
Oh,
be.
I see.
and the
Sorry,
cost
you're
of it.
actually going to validate. I thought if you weren't going to validate,
No,
yes.
if you do validate
yes, then
it,
he won't. No,
yeah.
no.
And what does that mean? It means you've got to be really clear on what you want at the start.
Yeah.
Because in some ways, if that contractor is not able to sway you because of your own process, which you love, then he's going to be less motivated to give you that information or those suggestions. But that equally puts more pressure on your initial spec to make sure it's exactly what you want it to be.
100%. I mean, it happens even with us. You know, we'll be on site and a contractor will say, well, have you not thought that maybe you could do just this? And you're like, no, we've actually done a whole spec book here. There's a whole scope of work that we're following in detail. We don't want to change at this point. Occasionally, someone will say something and you'll go, actually, that's a more effective, cost-effective way of doing it. So it's not always, I don't always shoot them down. Don't be like, no. Occasionally, it's actually a problem solver, and that is fantastic. But just be cautious.
Yeah. And wouldn't it be great if the contractor gives you a suggestion and go, right, how much time is that going to save me and how much money is that going to save me?
Yeah.
I mean, that's no uncertain way of saying don't give me any more.
No,
right?
I mean, that's amazing. That doesn't happen very often.
You're using that, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can see, I can sense it.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think those things are important. What about on your perspective, anything more specific around the design angle on why they might fail?
I think, I mean, I have got a kind of room of the week that I'm going to feature quite heavily on. But as a general, why do they fail? I mean, they fail for a few reasons. Actually, I think there's two big ones, actually. Number one is that they're over-spec'd. And so, you know, people have just got carried away, like we said, and they've gone. I always talk about this kind of social media impact that the Instagram reels, all of that just really can impact people wanting to do far more than the property requires or the demographic requires. And then the other flip is that people don't do enough. They have not thought enough about the carving out of the internal space. And they've just kind of leaned on the fact that maybe it's in a good area, or I don't know, it's, you know, historically these properties have sold quite well, but that's not the market that we're in now. Yeah. And like we talked a little bit about the importance of staging. That's relatively new in this world. And that's because buyers want more. They expect more. They're very discerning. Like I said, they are obsessed with watching reels and whatever on social media, and they need to be wowed. So there's two sides. Don't overspec, but equally don't go in and think, I'll just put a lick of paint on the wall and that'll be fine.
I mean, that, like you said, that was the case. Yeah. And you could make some money on that when the market was different to what it is today. Which is why the staging and everything is much more prominent now than it has been in the past, because there was no major requirement for it. No. I mean, it was a gold-plated thing, wasn't it, back in the day?
Yes.
Whereas now it's almost a requirement.
I think it is, because you're right. Back in the day, you were only seeing it on top level, weren't you?
Yeah.
Whereas now you're seeing it on 1 beds, 2 beds, you know, even, and actually sometimes the smaller the spaces, we were saying, the smaller the properties, the more they require the staging to show that actually, no, this can be this room, this will be a usable space for you.
Yeah. It's about proving, what did I say earlier? Purpose.
Yeah, proving purpose.
Yeah.
I like it.
And staging allows that.
Yeah.
Now. But like I said, it's an expectation, so it's got to be done.
Yeah.
Like, it's non-negotiable if you're looking to flip something.
No, I think even if the market improves, I think it's now there for good, I would think.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Virtual staging versus real staging.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I don't want to say let's go virtual, because I could be slightly talking myself out of the job. Not that we do staging specifically.
You just love a cushion fluff, though, right?
Milesh, I do not love a cushion fluff, although I'm very good at it, obviously. I think the thing is about the virtual staging is then you actually physically walk into the property and you're just disappointed, aren't you? Because you're like, well, it's all well and good that I've seen this incredible 3D, but if I can't see it in the flesh, then I don't want to buy the property. Unless
you've been notified clearly up front.
I think still, unless you're, maybe if it's a property that is mostly for international buyers and they might be not coming over to purchase it, then that's probably good. Otherwise, I still think if you're dealing with a block of flats, there still has to be your show home flat, I think, that is staged.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking back. We did conversion to a 20-bed HMO,
Mm-hmm.
and we staged one room on each floor,
Oh, that's a
each
good
of the
idea.
two floors,
Yeah.
quite differently,
Yeah.
but not as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just the finishes were a little bit different, and color scheme was different, and
Yeah.
everything else. But we did do that, and yeah, I mean, it was a lot more cost effective than doing all 20, because
Yeah.
kind of what's the point?
No.
And in fact, what we ended up doing was moving the staged bits
Mm-hmm.
into different rooms, because people loved that particular room that was staged.
Yeah.
So we just shifted it over to another one.
Into another room.
So that worked.
Mm.
So it was more cost than we'd set out.
Yes, but not as much as if you've done the whole
Completely that.
all of the units.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. I mean, you have to be savvy, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a bit like even if you're staging a house, you don't need to necessarily stage every room. We just say there's more that calls out for it. And actually that leads me kind of nicely onto the room of the week that I'm talking about. Am I allowed to go there now?
Go there.
Thank you. Which is the principal bedroom. And
Principal bedroom.
I like to call it the principal bedroom.
That's what it's officially called.
Bedroom
now, right?
1 in some houses, but the principal bedroom, the bigger room, the bigger bedroom.
We're not calling it the M word, are we?
We're not calling it the M word.
Master.
Yeah, we don't like to use that term anymore.
I don't think we're allowed.
No,
Yeah.
100% we shouldn't. Principal,
So
bedroom 1.
principal or bed one?
Yeah.
Go.
This room, I think, does need staging, because ultimately it can be really hard to see how it works. How is your furniture going to lay out? How are you getting all your storage in there, etc. Now, as you move up the different stages, what's required of the principal bedroom changes. If you are getting this and you are going to be renovating it and it's going on the rental market and it's going out to a load of young professionals, bed 1 is actually not so important. Really what you want is a load of bed 1s, don't you? You want as much equal size bedrooms as possible.
Yep.
And you want them to fit in, a double bed, bedside table and some great storage.
Functional,
But with a bit of impact, I would say. There's always that bed wall that can cry out for something. So, let's not leave it as a magnolia bland box. That would be very disappointing. But if you are then moving up to a house that's going to be purchased, particularly if it's a family home, but even if it is still a first-time buyer, you do expect to see a bigger bedroom, which is going to be housed. And the size of the bed, and therefore the size of the bedroom, is really important. Bedrooms now need to be bigger than they have been. And that's because historically, we all slept in double beds. Now, I don't think I know anybody who sleeps in a double bed. Everybody has king or super king. So the bedroom has to be able to fit that in, and bedside tables either side. So if you are carving up your space and that is not possible for bed 1, you have made a massive error in the first place. Number 2,
that was big.
Yeah.
What
So
a
I'm sorry,
statement.
if you failed, you failed, and there's nothing I can do
But what
about
if your
it.
room sizes don't allow it?
Well,
Would you
then
do?
I
Knock
would.
out walls, put RSJs?
Well, I would like to see if we can create a bigger bed 1, if that's, because seriously, it is a big thing though. That can really put a buyer off.
Yeah.
It would put me off if I was looking at a family home, even if it was my first time family home, and I looked at the bedroom and I could only fit a double bed in, I would not buy it. So actually, because how much time do we spend in our bedrooms?
Yeah.
We're in there all the time. So we want to make sure that it's comfortable, and actually circulation space and the light and all of that is so important. It's your well-being room. It's the room that you sleep and you wake up and you're ready to hit the day. So it's got to
Chill
be good.
out. I hear you.
Yeah. So I tell you, Milesh, if you've got some sort of property where you're only fitting a double bed in, we need to talk.
What about small doubles?
No.
What's your view on those?
Not for bed 1. Bed 2,
Let's not
go
go there.
for gold.
Box room?
And don't bring any box rooms in.
Small double in a box room is actually success.
That is true. Small double in a box room. Fine. Put your least favourite child in there. Job done. Back to bed 1. Now,
Sorry.
if bed 1 is middle tier, which is, maybe it's second time buy, or it's, young family, that sort of thing. Sometimes at that size property, you might be up to sort of 3-4 bed. Really, it's probably 4 bed. You would like to see an ensuite attached at this point. It's maybe not a huge ensuite, but it's got to be something that fits shower, toilet, sink in. Okay. And therefore, there needs to be a red thread connection.
Ooh.
Oh, I know it's fancy. From the bathroom through to that bedroom 1. because we want to feel like it's all one suite. So what I'm saying here is don't go zany, zappy, like wild in the bathroom and then go for this calm, neutral, serene space, because people will be like, this doesn't make sense. Where's my red thread? So that connection is really important. Now, middle tier bedrooms, this is quite a clever little hack if you can. You typically might get a bit of a bigger bedroom. If you've been lucky enough to get a longer bedroom, there's an opportunity to potentially move the bed down so it is a little bit down from the back wall of the space.
Okay.
And then what that allows you to do is to create a little mini dressing room behind the bed. So if you think you've got your bed here, you've got an incredible bed wall, real stunning piece of decor on that, then you walk behind that bed wall and you've got this little area where you can have your clothes, etc. It's fancy pants, but it's not actually that. It's not very expensive to do. It's fairly cost effective. That only works if you've got a longer room, because you're basically getting rid of that back quarter, if you see what I mean. But it's a lovely way of getting a dressing room in without making it feel cluttered with lots of wardrobes and chest of drawers and all that things. Giving you that for free. You're welcome.
Thank you.
If we hit the top tier, then obviously we want a separate dressing room. I mean, to be honest, I'd like a his and hers at this point. And then we want the bedroom, the actual bedroom, to be very minimal of clutter. We might see a nice, corner area where we've got a table and chairs, but we're not going to see any chest of drawers or wardrobes or any of that in there. Oh, we don't want that.
So what are we seeing then? A bed?
We're seeing an incredible bed. Oh, so good. And we're seeing it super king, so you better make sure there's room. And bedside tables and beautiful pendant lighting. So all the lighting and things like that it's really important here.
I suppose that's all you've got then, right?
Yeah, that's
when
all
you've got
need.
a bed and bedside tables,
Yeah.
you maximise your lighting. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. I mean, you might, if you've got the dreadful habit of having a TV in your room like I do, you might want to build some sort of a media wall, but that's really more of your homeowner. You wouldn't do that for a flip.
No.
A really nice thing here, I think, on your top tier flips is if there's an opportunity to create a Juliet balcony. Now, there might not be, but if you've got a sizable window, we did this recently. We had a property in Hampton Court, which had an amazing view. And we couldn't do the Juliet balcony, but we did manage to get the window down to the floor, which just meant that connection and that view was everything in that room. So really think about the light and the wow moments as you get sort of higher and higher up the threshold. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All of these reasons are why good deals could fail.
Yeah.
But on a serious point, I think the overarching thing here for me, right, is mindset.
Yes.
And actually, you can get carried away with all the stuff you've just said. A lot of places warrant that.
Yeah.
So it's absolute value and crucial to make sure you can scope all of that in.
Yes.
But having this head versus heart and heart versus head mindset, number one, the awareness is critical. And then the execution, like we said before, like you've really got to know whether you're investing into a property or an opportunity, or you're going in, still investing in inverted commas, but with your emotion.
Yeah.
And the outcome of those two are going to be quite different. Both are fine, but just know what you're walking into when it comes to that mindset bit. Because we've talked about emotional decision shifts.
Yeah.
We've talked about all of the emotion-related things that you can be led to, whether it's from your construction guys or just you going in and seeing mid-project, oh my God, this is awesome. What about this? What about that? It's very easy to do.
Yeah.
And that's fine if you've got an endless pot of cash or you live there.
Yeah, if it's your forever home, go for gold. But
fine.
you're right. If it's a flip, you need to be very mindful.
Yeah, but just having that awareness and the right mindset and picking where you're going to sit within that, I think will help to inform you on how you progress going forward. And something else we've talked about loads is actually it's completely gone now.
Oh, good. So it was like a real little nugget of gold there that everybody going to hear. I love it. What I was going to say is that
Sadie promptly fill in it.
Yeah, I mean, I have to. Who knows where he's gone? That you're right. We're laughing about how carried away you can get with your bedroom, but all of these decisions, whether it is your own home or whatever, if you can try and make as many of them upfront as possible, it means that you are not going to get this budget, this escalating budget that just gets carried away. And it also means that you are in control of your emotions more. And I think that's what's really, really important. I mean, I don't want to give myself a plug, but I will. When you work with a designer, you would have seen all of the design boards and all of the layouts and all of that before you get into construction. So therefore, you know, and you've got all the prices and all the costs. So therefore, you know what that end result is, and you know how amazing it's going to look, and you therefore don't get carried away. You know that this is what you're aiming for. You're at top threshold, and you're putting in pendants, and these are the costs, and this is where you're going to land. Or you know that you're at that stage 1, and you might be, you know, whatever, you're choosing to build in some furniture, and you know what that cost is. But the important thing is it is all in the planning.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How much about the actual property do you need to know to fulfill that emotional mindset piece?
Okay.
It's a loaded question.
This is from an investor's point of view, or an investor's point of view?
But either or.
Okay, so just tell me a bit.
Do you understand the question?
No, I need more.
I'm not being clear.
No, it's very, very waffy.
So you've got a 10-step process,
Yeah,
which essentially will give your client
yeah,
everything, if not close to everything they need to know
yes,
about the costs, about timelines and everything when it comes to their project.
yes.
What I'm saying is how much of that, what percentage of that is related to a specific property and what isn't. So
Okay.
try and answer that, and then I'll tell you what.
Well, I tell you what, I'll start answering, and then maybe you could give me a bit of guidance. So what I think you're saying, so our step 1 is what we call the drill down chat, which is where we, in the nicest way, but we drill the client. So if it is for a personal property, then we are drilling them on their lifestyle, what they want out of that property, their emotional needs, all of that, what they love, etc. If it is a commercial client or it's a developer client, then we are actually more drilling on what's the end goal, what's the ROI, what's the demographic analysis, maybe what's the property potential, what's the history of the street. All of that comes into play. And then that then informs what we then do with the property. Does that help?
A little bit.
Okay, that wasn't what you wanted.
Okay, where I'm going with it.
Okay.
Is if as an investor or a homeowner,
Yeah.
I want you to tell me or help me to clarify everything I need to fulfill my financial goal and emotional goal. Can we sit down and do that without me bringing you a specific property? Because where I'm thinking is if you can help deliver that, then that gives me more information as an investor to go and find something that's going to fit that, because I know more than I would do if I come to you when I've got the opportunity.
Okay.
So it's a sequencing thing and process.
You would have to give this information. You would have to say, this is the demographic that I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
This is the sort of ballpoint ROI that I want to get to at the end.
So none of that's property specific yet.
No, it's not property specific. And then can I have some area specific? Am I allowed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if I've got end user, area specific and end ROI, then yes, then I know, then I can start to tell you how that property would be carved up. Obviously, it depends on the property, where we would spend, the sort of things we'd start to be looking in.
But also, you would say to me, what finish do you want? How do you want it to look?
Well,
to tick the emotional mindset
yes,
box.
that's true. But if you're a developer, but you should be listening to me.
Yeah.
Because I know.
But I know that scope creep's a massive thing.
I know it is.
So I want to get all of that.
But I'm going to be here to say no.
But I want to nail all of that. I want to explore all of what's possible.
Yeah.
In a safe environment.
Yes.
Before I've brought you the opportunity. So yes, you're there to police me, but let me dream. Let me say I want everything.
You can definitely dream, but I am going to bring you the realistic figures and the realistic analysis of whether that's going to bring you, the money.
So you can deliver me something that enables me to then go away and find something that fits that.
Yes.
And then it can come back to you. Guess what? You've already done the work. So it'll be quicker for you to go, okay, now let's apply this thinking, logic, dream world, financial stuff into that property. Mm-hmm. Check in. Does it work? Yeah, no. Okay, fine. I'll go and find another one. That what you've done doesn't change.
No.
But what I bring to you
You've got
in
to
terms of
stay
that
within
property
that boundary.
because I want to, because
Fine,
I'm
yeah.
invested in it, because I've done the work and I've paid you to tell me that.
Yeah.
So why would I go and find something different?
No, I
So
hear
rather
you.
than, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So rather
yeah.
than
It's an
come to
interesting
you with a
perspective.
property to say, how can we make this work?
Yeah.
I'm flipping it on its backside
Yeah.
and saying, let's work out what I want to work
Yeah.
and then go and get us the property that
Yeah.
will deliver that.
Yeah, 100%. It's not even looked at it that way.
There's an offering there for SP Interiors.
So smart.
I know.
Right.
Anyway, hot seat.
Hot seat. Okay, final one of this series. Halfway through, we've decided to upgrade flooring, doors and lighting because we want it to look amazing. Uh-oh. Are we improving value or just eating profit?
Great question. Any numbers?
Yeah, there's no numbers. It's all a bit vague. And so it's very much going to be on what is the property, where is it, and who's the end demographic, and are you flipping or are you renting? So
And I know an interior designer who's going to bring a new offering to the market that helps you to satisfy all of those things so you don't end up there.
So true. Gosh, I wish you'd worked with me early on. We wouldn't have got to this point. What a shame. But as you haven't, and you're in this mess, I think the answer is we can't really help you unless we know the figures.
Really useful.
Really
Thanks for your
useful.
question.
Okay, let's
Sadie.
let's do
You
a
could
few
do better.
different tiers. If you are, okay, let's just say you've bought a high spec executive home and this is going to the luxury market and you have paused halfway through, which we talked about previously, and you've realized that actually there's extra ROI and the market really demands these extra things. Go for gold. As long as you have done your due diligence. It's all in the spreadsheet. You have been on site. You have talked to everybody. You know all the costs involved. Absolutely go for it. If you are on your first time terraced house and you would suddenly decided you want to bring in gold taps and Stella Chrome, don't. Because the value isn't going to be there, okay? And you need to just not get emotionally carried away and just know that that's not what's required of the property or the demographic.
I think that's perfect. I think what I'd add to that from a investor perspective is you might want to do all of those things, but I would say before you execute, assuming the money's there and the value's there, the biggest thing for me on that is checking the demand's there. So use it as an opportunity to talk to your agents and say, look, I'm this far in. We had planned this. We're now planning this for the things that were mentioned. What's it going to deliver me in terms of a addition?
Yeah.
And if you get a positive response, or do you know one thing I have to say here, right, is yes, it will sell fine. Will it help to sell it quickly? Because the time your property's on the market is costing you.
That's
so
a good
if
point.
the agent comes back to you and says, it's not a necessity, but if you did those things, you're likely to get an offering on it quicker.
Yeah.
I'd run with that.
Yeah. And also just make sure that these changes are commercially viable. They're not just personal changes. It's not because you went around your mate's house and you saw this gold
Which is
plated.
why you need to get it validated
Yes.
with the end user.
Yeah.
I think understand that, check in with your agent, not just one, a few, to validate what you're thinking, and then look at that ROI, but factor in time where you may not have done before.
Most property projects don't fail because the numbers were wrong. They fail because execution slips along the way.
Attention to detail, strong project management, and disciplined decision making are what turn good deals into great outcomes, as well as the right mindset.
If you'd like to pose a question to our hot seat, leave us a comment down below or get in touch with us via Instagram or LinkedIn and let us know your figures if you'd like us to be extra specific.
Thank you for listening to Milesh and Sadie Property Talks. If you've enjoyed Series 3, the Investor and Developer Playbook, make sure you follow the show and share it with another investor or developer who would benefit from it.
And we'll see you in the next series.
First try.
Smashed it!
Done.
Amazing.